Hello everyone, Goji from Celestial Rhythms. Okay, as I'm recording this June the 27th, and it's a 13-day in the Mayan calendar, it's 13 men, it's the blue cosmic eagle, a great day to look into the far, to try to see the bigger perspective. Tomorrow, June 28th, is a 1 day in the Mayan calendar, in the dream spell according to Jose Arguelles. I'm just showing you here quickly. That is my site actually, Cosmos Within. It's old already, I can't update it anymore. Yeah, my software doesn't work anymore with Windows 10. Anyway, it's still a resource page, and that is one of the things you will find there. What I wrote many years ago, 20 years or so, on the Mayan calendar. This is the 260-day grid, and as we speak, we are here on this day 13 men. That is June 27. June 28 will be a number 1 day. Keep the cosmic warrior. And this is the poem which goes with it. This is: I unify in order to question, attracting fearlessness. I seal the output of intelligence with the magnetic tone of purpose. I'm guided by my own power doubled. So this 13-day wave of keep lasts from June 28th to July 10th. It's the energy of courage, strength and fearlessness which comes to a flowering here in the yellow southern castle, which is the fourth 52-day part within the 260-day grid. I show you again. These are 260 days in total. Interesting that this is the period, the average period of the human gestation. The number 26 appears in all kinds of important places. It's the 26th element, iron, which is the final reduction. When a star dies, that's what is left before it compacts more. So even into a neutron star, that's the last element, iron 26. 26,000 years is the precessional cycle, the Earth's wobble, and 26,000 years we're away from the galactic center, and 260 is the fractal of that. That's the gestation period average of the human fetus. We born as a human, fully developed, takes 260 days. And this is also the length of the galactic wave, if you want to say it so, because the Mayan calendar has been brought to us humans, to the Mayan culture, still actually who has been visiting Earth just for a while, for a few thousand years, and then disappeared all of a sudden. No traces left, no graves, nothing, just the ruins left. So they all departed again back to their home planet or something. That's the only explanation there. So these folks are very connected to galactic knowledge. They brought us that way of counting time, and the Mayans, as we know, are very famous for keeping time. Timekeepers, they are known as. And there's the history with the Mayan calendar, which goes back thousands and thousands of years. Anyway, this is the version channeled and activated by Jose Arguelles. And this synchronization, as I say, brings us today, June the 27th, to this day 13 men, the power of vision, the blue cosmic, that's number 13, eagle, power of vision. Tomorrow, the warrior, the yellow magnetic warrior. Yellow stands for south, magnetic stands for the one, the beginning of a new 13-day cycle, and warrior, the cosmic warrior. The story goes, the warrior intentionally goes into the desert to find its strength, actually to have an affirmation of his strength, a confirmation, and to seek that challenge which makes us stronger, which makes us to fully feel our power. So that's where we are getting to, and these are very powerful days we are ahead. Now let's go into the astrology. Okay, this is just one of the center events in this first half of July, particularly centering around the 4th to the 6th. And the Sun is exactly squaring Chiron, which is within days of the exact Mars-SATURN square, which will be exact on the 1st of July, followed by the Mars-Uranus square on the 4th of July as well, and then naturally the Moon-Uranus conjunction, and there's a few more things here which we will get into. So this is the chart for Washington, which I guess we all agree, this is where the games are made, where the big changes are emerging from, which we are all expecting to happen in the next few weeks. Yes, absolutely positive. July will be a big month, and we can see that on many levels. I already looked at the bit ahead. On July 13th, there is, for example, a Mars-Venus conjunction. Just quickly want to throw this chart in. That is the Venus-Mars conjunction in Washington, D.C. on the 13th of July. That's a very big and important cycle, Venus and Mars. That's the creation cycle, bringing things into physical manifestation, our two neighboring planets, the two genders, which when they unite, then new life forms are born, coming into existence. This is also the artist's energies, Mars and Venus making beauty, bringing new forms into life in Leo. So this is a long cycle which is ignited on the 13th of July, and it's a powerful signature, as you see. I mean, the black moon and Sedna here at the center of the chart in the very last segment of Taurus. Taurus, I mentioned it at the beginning of the black moon's entry into Taurus, which is roughly 9 months ago, that this would be a time for shadow energies to become fully visible, as Taurus is the sign of physical manifestation as such. Nevertheless, it's the sign of Venus. Again, Venus and Mars. Mars in Scorpio ruling, so this Venus-Mars energy is definitely here, very prominent in Taurus too. Sedna, black moon, I was thinking about that quite a bit, and I see this as the big sign of disclosure, as the revelation of shadows and dark pasts and all the alien and weird subjects, unusual, frightening, to not say the least, very dark. Sedna can be in that very last degree now of Taurus. Yes, a very, very powerful degree. The 29th degree, also known as anaretic or turbulent, It's like when you mix oil and water and shake it, it's that zone in the middle where there is chaotic changes and shifts happening. And then I really love that Moon Jupiter opposition here. Moon Jupiter always, and Moon and Jupiter are in resonance of each other. Then something is loud, big, very prominent in our moods and emotions. It's something moving. Anyway, we're looking here a little ahead of time. This is just kind of at the end of this 12-13 day period when the potatoes are cooked and ready to be eaten, I guess. So these first 13 days, 12 days of July will be a preparation towards that level of creative fire force to break open into the collective. I love this AW197 here exactly on the horizon. Those of you who listen to me once in a while know AW197 was discovered in 2002, is about 800 kilometers big and is to date the largest minor planet which has not been named yet. So this in itself indicates this is a guy who loves stealth, to work from behind the scene. And what astrologers found, this mini planet represents the art of war, the stratagem. It's the art of Aikido, of allowing the enemy to attack and then receive that momentum and turn it back. It's kind of the boomerang effect, you could call it. So I like this a lot, this Moon AW conjunction opposing Jupiter. And then, yes, as I mentioned, this set now a black moon here in the midheaven. It's like of what has been done the whole time. AW197 has been very prominent throughout the last few years. Actually, that minor planet is conjunct President Trump's sun. I guess you're not surprised hearing that, as he is known as having studied the art of war. If you look at this bibliography, that is one major theme, I guess is the title of one of his books. So that comes to no surprise. He's just a vibrational match to this present time. I guess that's why he was chosen to be in that role of liberating humanity from the dark forces, which we are just in the very last phase, the last few months at the most. Sure, it takes longer than we expected, but we have really to consider, and we often forget, this is a huge battle. This is a battle of proportions never seen here on planet Earth. These dark forces put everything on the line. They come up with so many new games and ideas, which then but each time they shoot themselves in the foot. That's the thing with AW197. So I mean, some people suggested that these architects of the plan, they came back from the future. They know exactly what has been building up to what place for things to fully break through. And if you get what I mean, this is also the whole looking glass technology links into that, of knowing ahead of time what is happening. These supercomputers which can see probabilities very clearly where we are heading as a collective. So all in all, yes, the story is already written. The victory is for sure. It's just a manner of letting it play out still to come to its full glory. And that might take another few months at the most. I'm expecting by Christmas we're in a very, very different place. Actually, if I'm daring, I would even say by September, October. So let's just go to what I wrote earlier today on my Facebook page. That is here. Okay, that's the warrior, which is tomorrow, 28th. So this is the Mars-SATURN opposition of the 1st of July, and for Washington, I mean, it's really quite something. Again, Washington is at the center of the energy. See, this is July 1st, Mars-SATURN opposition, Mars 1220, Saturn 1220, midheaven in Washington DC at 1215. I couldn't be much more exact. Uranus up there at the midpoint of these two planets. And then additionally there's also quite a powerful midpoint here of Mars and Mercury. If you calculate the midpoint, it's 1235 Taurus. All of this indicating that it's really a breaking open of a dam. And what I wrote here as a little intro to this chart, these confrontational energies' strong manifestation hints at existential crisis of magnanimous proportions. The old Saturn is clashing with the new Uranus, which is 2021's central theme. Uranus and Saturn, their first 90-degree angle exact was in February, the second in June, the third time they are having that angle exactly again will be December. So it is really one of the key signatures of 2021, the old Saturn clashing with the new. And Uranus has a big advantage as Saturn is in Uranus sign. So Uranus is what's called the dispositor of Saturn. So Uranus really dictates the kind of the speed and the theme and the environment for Saturn to move into. So Saturn is forced to be in enemy territory, you could say, if that makes sense. So the epic battle between light and dark reaches a new climax. The next phase of the Great Awakening is initiated. 21 is the year of liberation from our oppressors. Be prepared, the closer we get to the defeat of the dark forces and their ultimate demise, the crazier it will get. Just we know that. I mean, we have heard it from other people too. I remember Captain Randy Kramer said it on one of the Gaia interviews with Emery Smith. It will get crazier and crazier and crazier, and he couldn't stop for 5 minutes almost. That was back in, I guess, in 2020, early 2020 or so, and he said that. So he knew already that this would be, quite a ride. And I guess we're very certainly in the tail end of it. Our collective energy is the creator of these momentous changes. Hence, it's very important to focus on the positive outcome. It helps when we see ourselves in the future where everything is so much better. I see myself in the future and I'm doing so much better. Then the moon in this chart here is at 6 degrees and 6 minutes in Aries. That's when Mars and Saturn have their exact opposition, which again is a beginning point. I sometimes forget to emphasize this. These charts I'm showing, this is not just meaning that something big will happen on that day. This is more of a new theme which is coming in, a new nodal point where things are forking out from. A milestone, you could say. So the moon at this moment is 606 Aries conjunct Salacia. Salacia is again a Kuiper belt object, and it's about enjoyment of what we're doing. It came to me, it's kind of a tantric energy. Tantra in its most expanded form of enjoying everything. It's the enjoyment of creation in that context, as Maki Maki here on the other side in Libra. And this is not the best quality here, but you can see 651, that is Maki Maki. Maki Maki is a force of creation, actually very literal, about physical, tangible creation. And that opposition between those two is long-lasting between 2017 and 2034. These two Kuiper belt objects make something like 34 or 35 oppositions geocentrically. So this is what I see as that window of creating new Earth. Having fun, creating. And the moon is tuning into this energy here in this confrontational moment of Mars and Saturn opposing. And it's really a breaking open of something. That's what it feels. It's Mars and Saturn, when they come together, this is almost always dramatic. This can be a death of sort, or a breakthrough, or a breakdown, or a initiative, a new offensive, and all this together with the Uranus principle of sudden, unexpected, new, different. So I guess you get the bigger picture, and the moon in Aries in the first, at first, is that pioneering, fiery spirit of adventure, of igniting a new wave almost. So this is July the 1st, and this is just a few days away. Yes, July 2021, existential crisis, initiating the Great Awakening. And again, focus on the outcome, very important. So I have a whole bunch of charts here, but I will call it for now and close this episode, and we'll do another one where I guide you through all these many charts here, which kind of show an interesting sequence of synchronicities. All between, I will go back to May the 4th when Mercury entered Gemini, and will end with the Venus-Mars conjunction July 13th. So this is a little story which I will tell of accumulating new layers of, I would say, auspiciousness. It's kind of really a building up, as you will see. Okay, that's it for now. Again, thank you, and talk to you in a minute. And give it a like if you enjoyed it. And subscribe, click the bell, then you get notified. Okay, I guess that's it for now.